Jonathan, this explosive interview with Mo Salah. Thrown under the bus. Someone wants me out. No relationship with Slot. Say goodbye to the Liverpool fans before AFCON. What are you reading into this?
Yeah, well, Salah only really generally speaks to the press in the mix when he's got a message to give, and it's a really strong one. I mean, it looks like, you know, we don't know whether there's something personal has gone behind the scenes with him and Slot, but what it looks like on the face of things is a guy who won Liverpool the title, who played brilliantly last season, who got a fat new contract from the club, and the love of the fans and all of that goodwill, and hasn't played well this season, and has been put on the bench for 3 games basically. And this has exploded his sense of self-worth. I mean, that's basically what it looks like. You know, it's not like, you know, they want me out. Like, they put him on the bench for 3 games, and he hasn't been worth a place in the team. And Liverpool have been struggling because under the new system, it puts a huge amount of pressure on him, not just to create and score, but also to contribute off the ball, which again he hasn't been doing. So it does look as though he's sort of picked this moment. He's picked a moment when Liverpool aren't doing well, when he feels like he can take control of the narrative ahead of AFCON, ahead of, you know, potentially the January transfer window. And, you know, I think a lot of people at Liverpool in the hierarchy have to bear the responsibility for this, not just the way things have gone this season, but the decisions that were taken that have led them to this point in terms of recruitment, in terms of the decision to give him a new contract. And I think the fact that Salah has felt emboldened to do this now, I think it is a sign of how weak Slot is and how weak Liverpool are.
Dan, just picking up on something Jonathan said there, picking his moments. If we go back to last November, Liverpool won away at Southampton, and he came out into the mix zone. No, I haven't been offered a contract. I'll be leaving at the end of my contract. But he was in a position of strength there, wasn't he? Because he was playing so well, and he knew the fans would add that pressure to Liverpool to get him to sign and offer him what he wants, basically. This time, we're in a position where he's not playing well, but maybe he's picked on maybe the pressure building on Arne Slot, because it feels like now we might be seeing a power play here between Arne Slot and Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Carragher, who Salah had a pop at as well in the interview, came out a few weeks ago and said, well, he only speaks when he wants a new contract. So I guess the question is, what does he want from doing this interview? And I think the obvious thing is to set up, as Jonathan says, a kind of rift between him and Slot. You know, it's him or me, and it does read that way. You know, it's hard to imagine a kind of future for both of them at Liverpool as it stands after this Salah interview. So, again, as Jonathan said, he's in the position of strength. Slot and Liverpool are weak at the moment. In a way, it kind of feels opportunistic. I wonder how, you know, I wonder whether this was planned before the game, because if Liverpool had won that game 2-0, as arguably they should have done, or indeed held on at 3-2, it would have been much harder for Salah to come out and kind of do this explosive take. I think, you know, it's pretty rare that Premier League clubs, you know, look forward to the AFCON, but I guess for Liverpool, it kind of can't come soon enough now. I guess he goes out the way, but this is going to hang over them. And I think, yeah, he's created a kind of him or me scenario, and it'd be fascinating to see how it plays out from here.
James, is interesting. He hasn't sat down with any high-profile interviewers and said, this is how I'm feeling. He's chosen the mix zone. As I mentioned, last November, it was a mix zone after the Southampton game at St Mary's, and now the mix zone at Ellen Road.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, because in this day and age, he could have just done this on an Instagram post. But the fact is, and I think Dan's right, if they win that game 2-0, does he speak? Does he wait another week? I think the fact that they've conceded a late equaliser gives him the opportunity. He feels the general kind of mood around the team and the frustrations that they have to think, actually, now's my moment to come and take advantage of this. And that's what I think will disappoint a lot of Liverpool fans, is that he looks like he's taking advantage of a difficult collective situation to highlight his own individual circumstances. And that's not what you want from your best players. I thought Carragher was absolutely right when he said that the other week, that, you know, you need your big players to be speaking publicly and trying to fight against the negativity around the club in those difficult moments. This is not what he's done. This falls into the category of, I was thinking about this, we were talking before about Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously a couple of years ago, when he essentially talked his way out of Manchester United. And Romelu Lukaku, of course, who did something similar with Chelsea when he gave an unsanctioned interview. I think that was to Sky Italy. So, you know, there is a precedent for this. It always ends badly.
Is he talking his way out of Liverpool, though? Or is there something else behind this?
Yes, he's talked his way out of Liverpool. I can't see a way back for him here. And, you know, you can sort of argue how he's been treated, whether he should have had the new contract, all these sort of things. But I think there's sort of two things to say in addition to this. One is that the quote where he lost me was where he said, and I don't have it exactly, but something like, I don't have to prove myself every day. Yes, you do. Every player does. He's been a phenomenal player for Liverpool. He will go down.
Game like that, we managed to score 2 goals in the beginning, and the game was going our direction. But and I think we consider silly goals, same as we did before while I'm playing. So I'm not nobody can take it. I'm attacking my teammates or something because I'm on the bench. But we consider the same silly goals as we did before. So we have to just try to keep the clean sheet and win games.
When did you say you couldn't believe it? What couldn't you believe?
I'm sitting on the bench for 90 minutes. I think that's the third time I'm in the bench. I think it's my first time in my career, but I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair. I have done so much for this club. Everybody can see that during the years, and especially last season. Sitting on the bench, I don't know why. Seems like a club is throwing me under the bus. That's how I feel it. I think it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame. The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm in the bench 3 games, so I can't say that they keep the promise. And I said that many times before. I had a good relationship with the manager, and out of the sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know why. It seems to me, how I see it, it's someone doesn't want me in the club. But again, this club I always support it. My kids will always support it. I love the club so much, and I will always do. Now I called my mom yesterday because I knew you guys didn't know that I'm gonna start or not, but I knew. Yeah. I called my mom and dad yesterday. I told them come to Brighton game. It doesn't matter if I play or not. I'm gonna enjoy it. We'll see what's gonna happen, but in my head, I'm going to enjoy that game if I played or not, if I'm in the bench or not, because I don't know what's gonna happen now. So I'm just gonna be in Anfield, say goodbye to the fans, going to Africa Cup, because I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm there. So,
what do you do with the situation now, Mohamed?
It's not acceptable for me, to be fair. Like, I don't know why that happened always to me. Like, I don't get it. I think if I'm somewhere else, every club will protect his player. I don't know why I'm in that situation now. But again, it's how I see it now. It's like you throw Mo under the bus because he's a problem in the team now. But I don't think I'm the problem. I have done so much for this club to get the respect I want to get, and I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earn it. People will say, you're not bigger than. I'm not bigger than anyone. I earn my position. This is football. Yeah. So it is what it is.
When you say that about the Brighton game, you mean that possibly it could, be your last game. You consider your future in January, perhaps.